Hey everyone. All right. Let's chat.
But your doctor back on Caprica was right.
Turn that down.
It's too damn late to operate the cancer's too far advanced.
One of my favorite shows of all time, Battlestar Galactica. You know, I'm a huge Trekkie. I've always been a Star Trek guy, so I've always looked at other sci-fi series as being just complete rip-offs of Star Trek in one way or the other. But when BSG came out, I was glued. I own the entire DVD set, and I can't stop watching it over and over. And it was filmed right here in Vancouver too, so that's pretty awesome. The new Star Trek movie coming out next year is, or in 2016, is going to be filmed here in Vancouver as well. So I'm going to try to get in there somehow. Even if I got to wear a red shirt and I get killed off, that's all good. As long as I'm in Trek, I'm happy. But let's chat a little bit about space. What I've noticed is a lot of people who want to get into this lifestyle and they've never done it before, and they're living in their houses or apartments. They seem to think that they're going to need more space than they actually do. A lot of people are intimidated by the small size of these. Now, this is a very large Class B. I'm not talking about B pluses. B pluses are just Class C motorhomes. Let's face it, there's no difference. They're just a box built on a van chassis, and they're built exactly the same as a Class C, and sometimes they're bigger than Class Cs. They're not real Class Bs. When I say Class B, I mean a true Class B, which is a van conversion. So this one's a little bit wider, a little bit longer, but it's still 70% a van, even the sidewalls. So it's larger than a lot of Class Bs, but only by a little bit. I've gone over that in other videos, by a couple of feet here and a little bit wider, and and to me, it's just right for me. It's just the right size, but I could be just as happy in something smaller too. I've had smaller Class Bs. One of the reasons I wanted this, though, like I explained, is I wanted a full washroom with a shower, and most of the Class Bs, the 70s and 80s, did not have showers. Only very few models, and you can even find late 70s, early 80s Class Bs that had the showers going for $5,000 to $10,000. The ones in good shape still, because they're pretty rare. So, anyways. A lot of people are afraid, and they'll message me and they're like, oh, I love what you do. I'd love to do it too, but I need something bigger, they say, or, oh, I'm gonna need a big Class C or even a Class A. But then they tell me they want to urban camp and they want to do the same thing I'm doing. Well, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna be easy. You can't. I've never had a problem with this anywhere I park. I blend in, I fit in regular sized parking spots. I've gone over the general rule. 21 feet is about the longest you want to get. A lot of cities have bylaws and ordinances in the States anyways, and in Canada, for parking vehicles over 21 feet. In fact, in a lot of cities, I noticed in the US, it's actually 20 feet. Once you're over 20 feet, now you're in another world of hurt, because they have another reason to come after you, especially if you're taller. What they do is they say you can be longer than 20 feet, but not if you're taller than this high. In other words, limousines are exempt, but the guy in his camper van, he's in trouble if he's over 20 feet long. So you got to keep stuff like that in mind. Now, if I'm going to live out in the country and I'm going to be doing mostly traveling, or say I was like up in Alaska like Chris Travels is, then I'd probably have a Class C or a Class A or something like that. But in this city, it's just not gonna work. I've been there, I've done that. I've had Class Cs, I've had Class A's, and I would rather spend twice as much on something this size than half as much on one of those and have to deal with the hassles that come along with it. So this size RV is just right for me, and let me tell you something, human beings can adapt. What's going on over there? Human beings can adapt to small spaces very, very easily. I've had many live-in girlfriends in my motorhomes over the years, some of them in much smaller Class Bs than this, and never had a problem with that. I notice it's mostly the women. A lot of women are pressuring their men to get bigger RVs instead of vans that the guys really want to get, you know? Don't let your girl do that. If you're with a girl that thinks she needs a walk-in closet and a jacuzzi tub, then maybe, I'm just saying, maybe you're with the wrong type of girl. Because the coolest girls that I've ever met and that are attracted to this, they love the cozy space of this. It's practical. I've got the bed right here. I've got the shower right there. I've got the kitchen right there. What else do you need? You don't need more space than this. And when I had a Class A, it was 26 feet long. Pretty nice size Class A, but it had seating for 15 people, 3 beds, a bathtub, a floor-to-ceiling fridge, all this, yada, 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 but it was all stuff that you really don't need, especially if you're going to haul it around in a heavy vehicle everywhere you go. when I downsized from that, I went from that Class A to a Class B that was 2 feet shorter than this one is. It wasn't a wide body. And I started pulling everything out of my Class A to literally move into the Class B. And I was thinking, oh, I'll be able to fit everything in the storage. And I had so much stuff. It was all in my buddy's front yard. We pulled it all out of the Class A, and I said, I'll go through what I don't need. Guess what, guys? I threw away about 70% of the junk that I had piled up in that. The only reason I had so much stuff is because I had the space to store it. But I didn't need it. So now I live by the general rule. If I don't touch something for at least 6 months, it's gone. I throw it away, or if it's clothes or something, I'll donate it. I don't need it. And I am happier with less stuff. Right now, I mean, I don't have too much storage in here. I've got cabinets above the bed. I've got the closet that the GoPro is mounted on right now that I'm talking to you on. And I have some storage under the bed. I have some storage up front. And I have some outside basement storage as well in this. And most of it is full. And it bothers me inside. It's eating me up that all of this is full. But I've gone into that basement storage maybe twice this year. So that tells me all of that is junk I don't need. And my cabinets in here, I'm going to do a big cleaning pretty soon. And I'm going to go through it all. See, I would feel better if they were all half empty. I don't even need this much space is what I'm saying. I'm adjusting to it very, very well. And if I were in a bigger motorhome, yeah, I'd probably have everything filled up. But it's all unnecessary. You don't need that much stuff. So humans can adapt. Now, again, there are apartments in some countries that are less square footage than this Class B motorhome, and people get along just fine. So, number one, you should stop telling yourself you need more space. You don't need more space. There might be a little bit of a difference from some guy in his cargo van that doesn't have a raised roof to something like this where you can stand up. Okay, now that's understandable. I want to be able to stand up and walk around a little bit. But to think you need more space, to think that you need to have 2 or 3 beds or you need to have a giant closet to walk into, no you don't. Even if you've got a girl with you, no you don't. And I mean, look at the gypsies and the actual real gypsies that would live in their wagons and horse-drawn carriages, and like they didn't need it either. People can live just fine like this, and actually I think a lot of people that live this way live much better than those that are pack rats and have so much stuff. Basically, when you have a big motorhome or a big house and it's unnecessary, all you're doing is paying for and maintaining a large space to hold a bunch of junk. It's all junk. I can't fathom right now why I would need more space than this. It just, if I had a motorhome twice the size of it, I guess I'd be going off shopping to buy junk to fill up the cupboards. It just seems kind of ridiculous to me. Now that I've lived this way for so long, I realize that less and less and less is more and more and more. I'm actually considering redoing the back bedroom here and taking out some of these cabinets to open up the bedroom so it's got more space, like more physical space to open up the bedroom so you can actually like stand up on the bed. And I was going to put a giant big screen on the wall instead of having the cabinets up there. I can figure out where to put the clothes up there. They're not that many clothes. I can organize it a little better and maybe put them on this side or under the bed or something. And throw away what I don't need again. I'll force myself to downsize a little bit more, and I'll be better for it at the end of the day. So it's just something for you guys to think out there. If you're trying to get into this lifestyle, but you think you got too much junk, well, that's number one. Start going through your junk. Get rid of it. A lot of people will tell you this, even people that don't live in motorhomes, that live in small spaces or apartments and houses. Downsize. Get rid of your stuff. The less stuff you have, the happier you're gonna be. Just ask Happily Houseless. He'll tell you. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of it, guys. I got rid of more than half the stuff that I owned, and I don't miss it one bit. I don't miss it at all. And now I'm going to do it again. Even though I don't need to, I want to start cleaning stuff up and opening up the storage. I want to do other things with the space in here. So anyways, that's just my thoughts on that. So keep on rocking in free world, everyone. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, so what do you think of van life?
Van life's f***ing awesome.